Welcome to the May 2024 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We would like to present a short overview of the main highlights of the report, which include the major developments in the gas market during the last month. Global GDP growth for 2024, based on purchasing power parity, is projected by Oxford Economics to be 3%. On a regional level, GDP growth is expected to reach 2.6% in the US, 0.8% in the euro area, and 4.7% in China. Looking forward to 2025, the global economy is expected to gain momentum, with a projected global GDP growth of 3.3%. Additionally, global inflation is anticipated to continue its downward trend, reaching an annual average of 4.5% in 2024 and 3.3% in 2025. In April 2024, gas consumption in the EU witnessed a notable decrease of 12% year-on-year, largely due to an unusually warm weather that lessened the need for heating. Europe experienced its second warmest April on record, with the average temperature 1.49 degrees Celsius above the 1991 to 2020 April norm. The highest temperature deviations were observed in Eastern European regions. Furthermore, gas consumption in the industrial sector showed a slight decline, even against a backdrop of falling gas prices. Gas-based power generation in the EU experienced a 22% year-on-year decline, while total electricity production modestly rose by 1.2% year-on-year, reaching 195 terawatt-hours. This significant decrease in gas consumption within the power sector can be attributed to increased outputs from hydro, solar and wind. In April 2024, US gas consumption increased by 2.4% year-on-year, totaling 69 BCM. This growth was led by the power generation sector, driven by the shift from coal to gas as gas prices became more competitive. In contrast, the residential and commercial sectors each recorded declines in gas consumption of 3.6% and 3.5% year-on-year, respectively, influenced by mild weather. Meanwhile, the industrial sector experienced a slight decrease of 0.7% in gas consumption. In March 2024, China's apparent gas demand, which encompasses domestic production, pipeline gas and LNG imports, rose by 11% year-on-year to reach 36.4 BCM. Colder weather in northern China bolstered domestic heating demand, which contributed to an increase in gas consumption. Europe saw a 2% year-on-year reduction in gas production in March 2024, reaching a total of 16.6 BCM. This decrease primarily stemmed from the continued decrease of gas production in the UK and the Netherlands, although the increase in Norwegian gas production partially compensated for the decline in the other major regional contributors. In the US, the major shale gas-producing regions reported a 3% year-on-year increase in production to total 85.1 BCM in April 2024, despite the announced cuts in gas production by some private producers amidst low Henry Hub gas prices. This was mainly driven by stronger associated gas production from the Permian region. In March 2024, China's gas production output reached 21.6 BCM, recording a 6% year-on-year rise. In the first quarter of 2024, the cumulative Chinese gas production totaled 63.4 BCM, representing a 5.2% year-on-year increase. In terms of new discoveries, in March 2024, approximately 955 million barrels of oil equivalent of hydrocarbon volumes were discovered, with gas amounting to 30 BCM. With this slow start, cumulative discovered volumes in the first quarter of 2024 amounted to 1.5 billion barrels of oil equivalent. In the EU, pipeline gas imports continued at the same stable rate of the recent few months, reaching 13.4 BCM in April 2024. This quantity represented a 4% decrease month-on-month, and was 2% lower than was imported 1 year ago. After the 4 months of 2024, total PNG imports to the EU reached 53 BCM, rising by 3% compared with the same period in 2023, driven by increased supply from Russia and Azerbaijan. In April, Algeria increased supply to Italy by 6%. Russia supplied 1.2 BCM each via both of its supply routes. There was 0.4 BCM of net gas flows from the UK to the continent during the month. In March 2024, China's PNG imports fell for the first time in 5 months, reaching 5.6 BCM. This volume was 12% lower month-on-month, but was still 17% higher than 1 year ago. Global LNG imports surged to 34.5 million tons in April 2024, marking a 1.7% year-on-year increase and setting a new record for April. The Asia-Pacific and Latin America and the Caribbean regions spearheaded this growth, compensating for a considerable drop in European LNG imports. The Asia-Pacific's robust imports were fueled by increased gas consumption, market expansions, and favorable spot LNG prices, while Europe experienced lower imports due to subdued gas demand, ample storage, and stable pipeline gas imports. Meanwhile, global LNG exports saw a significant 3.9% year-on-year decline to 33.7 million tons, marking the first such decrease since June 2023. The weaker LNG exports came mainly from the US. In the EU, this was the shoulder month before the onset of the traditional net gas restocking season, and as such the average daily volume of gas in storage increased only marginally in April 2024. This average storage level reached 63 BCM or 61% filled capacity, the highest on record for the month of April. Compared with 1 year ago, there were 4.7 BCM more gas in storage than in April 2023, and 19 BCM more gas in storage than the 5-year average for the month. Amidst an increase in LNG imports, the combined volume of LNG in storage in Japan and South Korea increased by 25% month-on-month in April 2024, to reach an estimated 14 BCM. In April 2024, the average daily volume of gas in storage in the US increased to 67 BCM, the highest level for the month of April since 2016. This volume was 12 BCM higher year-on-year and represents 50% of capacity. Gas and LNG spot prices in Europe and Asia experienced an increase in April 2024. The average TTF spot price stood at $9.10 per MMBTU, marking a 7% month-on-month increase, while the average Northeast Asia spot LNG price rose by 9% month-on-month to $9.80 per MMBTU. Meanwhile, in the US, Henry Hub prices continued to decline, averaging $1.60 per MMBTU. Although overall gas market fundamentals are likely to remain relatively balanced in the upcoming months, any further escalation of geopolitical tensions or extreme weather conditions could introduce volatility into spot prices. Thank you for watching this short video presentation on the May 2024 edition of the GECF Monthly Gas Market Report. We invite you to download the full report from our website at www.gecf.org, or you can scan the QR code.